Oh, yeah. Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. Right here on Black Liberation Media. In case you didn't know, I go by the name of the Air Doctor here to bring you that boom bap breakfast right here on this 4th day of December. Big up to all my people out there representing Sagittarius season. Yes. Big up to all y'all. Now, we got a whole dope show. Whole bunch of people coming through. But right now, they not. So, you know how I do. I get into a mix real quick. Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show.
Ooh. Tell me when to go. 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 Ooh, Jesus Christ had dread, so shake 'em. I ain't got none, but I'm planning on growing some. Imagine all the Hebrews who are done dancing on top of chariots and turn the tight one. Ooh, tell me when to go. Talking on my catcher on my white good stop. My second or third trip. Some Henny, some switches, and some Listerine strips. Dr. Green Thumb, listen to the things with my boss. Not just the cops, but the homies you gotta watch. The moon is full, look at the dark cloud. Sitting in my scraper watching open going wild, that out. I don't bump mainstream, I knock underground. All that other shit should be coated and watered down. I'm from the bay where we happy and go dump. From the soil where them rappers be getting they lingo from. Ooh, tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go.
Once again, welcome out to the Remix Morning Show as we get y'all ready right here, right now. I am the Air Doctor giving y'all mix to get y'all started on this beautiful day. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's get it.
Ready on the right. Now that's perfect. Ready on the left. Now that's perfect. Graham Hoover. Positive and LG. Now that's perfect.
Check this out.
Graham Hoover. Positive and LG. Now that's perfect.
Two times for the drum before I started, I said, hit me. Who was kicking flavor and I brought somebody with me. Positive.
The gentleman, the rapper, suave, blase, you know Dabba.
See, this is not a song about friends, because we make the ends and then we spread the skin.
This song becomes a well-known tune, and my mic's gonna bloom like a flower in June.
We kick much flavor and you know that. As smooth as a head on a fed named Kojak.
The mic to my hand, get callous, and I'll tell you like Ralph Cramden told Alice, bang, zoom.
It's up in a way.
Graham
And
Hoover.
Positive K.
Hoover. Positive and LG. Now that's perfect. That's real difficult.
Your Highness, they await you.
We waiting. We got our crew coming through. Burn It Down, Kim Brown, Kamal K. Franklin, and some other people coming through, so stay tuned. Let's get it.
Well, it was one of those days, not much to do. I was chilling downtown with my old school crew. I went into a store to buy a slice of pizza and bumped into a girl. Her name was Mona. What? Mona Lisa. What? Mona Lisa, so many. You know what I'm saying? So I said, excuse me there. My gosh, you look nice. Put away your money. I'll buy that slice. She said, thanks, I'd rather a slice of you. I'm just kidding, but that's awfully nice of you. The compliment that she had, I minded her. And when I smiled, I almost blinded her. She said, hey, Scott, seems like you have a mouthful of gold teeth. Ha ha ha, I had to find that funny. So I said, no child, I work hard for the money. And calling me a thief, please. Don't even try it. Sit down, eat the slice of pizza and be quiet.
Method, how we make records. You said it wasn't art, so now we're gonna rip you apart.
Stop. Check it out, my man. This is the music of a hip-hop band. Jazz, well, you can call it that.
but this jazz retains a new format.
Point. When you misjudged us, speculated, created a fuss.
You've made the same mistake politicians have, talking all that jazz.
You're my darling, darling baby. You're my darling, darling love. You're my darling, darling baby. I said you're everything I ever hoped for in a woman. And as long as I made it,
you got real love for me.
That's how we doing it right here this morning, getting it started.
If you got games and tricks for me.
Y'all know this song, sing along, my old school heads. Let's get it.
I want a man that means everything he say, and not a boy full of play, pulling rabbits out of his hat every day. Ooh, baby, I'm scared of you. I don't believe in magic. I believe in love everlasting. You understand that Uzi was a great magician. He could crack the lock, oh yes he could, from any position.
Yeah. Once again, welcome out. This is the Remix Morning Show, and y'all like, yo, where all the hosts at? Well, they said they'd be here. They are here. One of them is. They're getting ready in the background, but I hope y'all are feeling good today and feeling right and ready to get this weekend started. As I said, it is a crazy world out there, so we got to get it started on some mental health. Get y'all up, get y'all endorphins pumping, you know what I'm saying? And get y'all ready for a beautiful day. All right, with that said, let's keep it going, man, till they do get here.
In the morning, woke up from sexual pleasures. Looked at her sexual partner, who acquainted her acquaintance 5 hours ago at the disco. She went lower below into limbo. A thought crossed my mind, her a bimbo. She answered no, so she had to go. On with the program, greetings. It seems that I forgot your name, but it seems that she's done the same. And now something has happened. Suddenly she's been distracted by something that has been attractive. She poked a snack at it. Then she broke down and she scratched it. Now I think you understand clearly. So Dr. Flex's biceps. They do clear her forceps. Her pretty facial fright. Right then and there she phoned. Her really grim picture is pain. No trouble if she proclaimed it was the enemy. Scary, ain't it? You begin.
All right, let's do this. Introducing no other than Burn It Down, Kim Pratt, and Kamal K. Franklin.
Excellent choice. See, I feel like we have figured out a way to strong arm Air Doctor into doing a mix, Kamal. We just show up late. So he has to mix. He had no choice.
It's been a rough week for the Remix Morning Show. It feels like hosts are late.
Very
producers are late, oversleeping. I was like, oh my God, what is happening to the fabric of the program?
Falling apart.
You still seem to maintain that denim shirt through all the ups and downs.
I haven't worn this for a while. What are you talking about?
I know. I'm just saying. You still maintain it. Still looks.
This is my Sadie look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fresh off the hanger.
Sadie.
I got you.
Girl, don't wake me. Don't wake me.
Sweetest taboo. Sweetest taboo.
Hey, doctor.
You.
I have an idea for classical
Uh-oh.
breakdown. I wanted to share it with you. What if we did a series of CB minis where we featured artists like a Christopher Williams, who may not have like an hour's worth of music. Christopher Williams got 25 minutes worth of music.
25 minutes.
He got 25 minutes worth of music, sir.
After you play Don't Wake Me, I'm Dreaming, and maybe one other song. Where we going?
You crazy. Promises we don't keep.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
I know y'all don't, because all the women's was clocking Christopher Williams. Everything Christopher Williams dropped. Shit. It wasn't until Wesley messed it up for y'all. He messed it up for Chris.
I agree.
Initially.
I agree.
Yeah,
and then the rest of y'all light skins took L's.
We fell off. We all
Subsequent
fell
L's.
off.
Hey, Obama brought us back though. Obama's brought us back. He brought us back. We was like, yeah.
But Chris Brown almost messed it up again. Chris Brown almost messed it up again for y'all though. So
who is the big light-skinned black actor these days? Male, because there's always a plethora
The Rock.
of light-skinned female black actors.
The Rock.
The Rock?
And I was thinking who was the best.
Is The Rock identified as like a black actor?
He is, but I mean, when your daddy named Rocky Johnson.
Well, no, he's definitely black, but he's kind of like ambiguous when it comes to like black culture.
Because he gives Pacific Islander.
Yeah.
He leans heavy
black.
into the Hawaiian.
Yeah.
He'll give a little nod every now and then to his blackness, but not really. Not really. Choice of wives, roles played. You don't really.
Has Rock ever won an Image Award?
He probably, because even if he doesn't, the NAACP is just looking to scrape a little mulatto, octoroon, anything.
Well, yeah, they got Tiana Taylor's boyfriend. This guy, Aaron Pierre. The guy that plays Green Lantern.
Voice from Fossil or something.
Yeah.
Well, what movie has he been in?
He's been in that movie on Netflix where he's going against the cops and Rebel something.
Tiana Taylor's boyfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, I know her baby father is insane. I know. What was her man name? Iman. Oh my God, Iman is nauseous every time he sees the picture. Like, better not have that crack around my kids.
I don't know, man. Sometimes it ain't about how that person look.
Somebody said Jeffrey Wright.
Oh,
Jeffrey Wright. What?
But he's not the black actor. He just gets a lot of roles, isn't he?
Well,
he's the older head, right? He's the older head, the good actor, older head.
He's
I was just watching him in Empire last night. I'm watching the old Empire.
He was in Empire? Jeffrey Wright?
Who did he play?
Not the black one. I'm talking about Boardwalk Empire.
Okay.
Yeah. He plays the guy that's getting everybody to try to follow Marcus Garvey during that time.
Okay.
He sells heroin though. But that's a whole other story.
But there's always a light-skinned black female actress. There's never a shortage of that. Hollywood has never there's never been I guess Angela Bassett is the closest, but Hollywood refuses. I said Bassett.
Bassett. Is it Bassett or Bassett? Like Bassett Hound.
Tomato. Stop. No, it's Bassett. He said it. He just gave it a different inflection. He said Bassett.
Oh, that's like Yerk instead of New York. It's good to see y'all, man. I'm back. Glad to be
too. I saw with the Prince iron on patch you got there, kind of.
Oh yeah, the Prince Michael Jackson.
I didn't even notice. I just saw clear Prince.
Yeah.
Let me give y'all some visuals.
Prince dominates that picture.
This is custom ear doctor stuff right here. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
I mean,
don't say that, ear doctor. My mother loves
Michael's face on the side of Michael's face. Do that again.
Wow.
Is that why he had the plastic surgery?
Wow.
Yeah, that was way before that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when he was still a teen. This is when they was both about 17.
Ear doctor, I think I might want one of those shirts. My mother's a big Prince and Michael Jackson fan. She probably likes something like that.
Me too. I wouldn't wear it, but I would like one.
Whoa.
Yesterday's price It's not today's, but I got you. I got you.
Hilarious. So real quick, Kamal, I don't know if you've had a chance to check out Did He Do It? Air Doctor
No.
up yesterday.
Have you started already?
So I did episode 1. But let me tell you something. As a woman, when a man calls you up, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I called it last night. I watched all 4. I was like, damn. I was like, that's the best video rap disc ever. Like this documentary for real. 50 Cent, man. This dude. I mean, even just
Wait, is
putting
it
the
a
money.
serious? Is it a serious?
It's serious, and it's very well written. It's
okay.
It's good.
Is it what's the one that Dreamhampton did about R. Kelly?
Surviving R. Kelly.
Is this of that level? I'm asking Kim, not you, Ear Doc.
Well, I've only seen the first episode. But the access or the footage, like all I can say is 50 has to be diabolical. How did you get this? How did you get this video, sir? How did you get Diddy melting down while on the phone with his lawyers and his international communications PR team as he's like, we are losing? Where did this come from? How did you get this? So it appears that 50 had some moles on the inside. That's the only thing I can deduce. It's like, sir, or he paid ginormous coin to get this footage. So, which I'm sure all of you.
Somebody saying 50 did not make the documentary. Or is that correct?
Oh, he executive produced. He just put the money behind it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, so it is basically if you throw the money behind it.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, how he connected him to the Tupac death, to the Biggie death, to all these different
he did all
women.
that too?
Oh, Kamal, you as a Gen X New Yorker, you would appreciate it because, they start off in episode 1, kind of doing Diddy's origin story, how his mother used to do XYZ in Harlem and Mount Vernon. And then they go to the City College incident.
I was going to say they do the City College.
And then you realize that Diddy's entire trajectory, his ascension up the fame ladder, it was based on blood, dog.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of death. Yeah. And was it like 8 people who got stampeded? 9.
Horrific. And then I thought about it, and I haven't seen, like I said, I've only seen episode 1, but after seeing that first episode, I'm like, well, damn, he sure did get bigger after Biggie got killed also. It's like, so every I'm not one of those blood sacrifice people, but I'm just saying it would appear that after every blood sacrifice, this man got bigger and bigger. Whoa.
And all the people that accuse him of putting something in their drink, drugging them, and RAPE. I don't even know if you can say that nowadays. But yeah, it was a lot.
It's like he's been the Teflon Don for a number of years. And so like
and I looked at it,
right? This was if he had survived this one, murder trials, murders, killing, Diddy survived it all. Shoot, like, what's my man name who went to prison with the gun in the car?
Sean
went to prison.
He talked about that. Yeah, all that.
Oh, yeah. No, he seemed to be like dipping and dodging, like nothing stuck to him. This one time. Go ahead.
Is this the new way to really like outs people? I mean, because like we're talking about people that's not 50's whole thing was like he's not good for hip hop community. And it's like for hip hop culture, people like, yo, I can feel that, like, yo, you gotta out certain people that's been bad for this culture. And he fucking did this shit perfectly. Like, I was like, yo, I used to be like, yo, Diddy is my spirit animal. Look how his energy is when he talk about, yeah, I ain't gonna front. I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like how he goes, he's like, yo, I gotta get whatever's next. Let's go. But now, no, I'm distancing. I'm distancing my way.
That was the pink cocaine talking. And Ear Doctor, come on. I hope this documentary isn't what finally did it for you for Diddy. I hope that the previous 2 years of allegations was enough to make it. But okay, fine. If it took the doc to do it, then that's
all the extra stuff that you didn't know, like it was like, wow. I mean, he had receipts. Like I was like, damn.
He just likes it all put in one place for him to see it all. Like hard to ignore when it's scrolling in front of you over every
for 4 hours. This is a 4-hour diss track. Like if you was This is a 4-hour diss track. Nobody has done nothing like this.
What I found to be revealing, and it still applies right now in 2025 with very visible people that everybody knows and sees, but people knew what this nigga was doing. There was a videotape of him that one of his victims sat for episode 1 and talked about how when she found out that Diddy was passing around allegedly a video of her being assaulted after he had allegedly drugged her. And I just can think, I'm like, how many people saw this video? Apparently, he would put it up on the big screen, right? So everybody in proximity knew what he was doing. Nobody said, did shit. There was no shunning. There was no reporting. There was no ass whippings, none of that shit. And it just shows you that a man of a certain stature and gravitas can literally do anything. And especially when his victims are women of color, Black women, nobody will give a fuck. Okay. And we see it right now. There are big platform men out here and people work with these people and nobody gives a fuck that they are on the record or at least have credible accusations as to have seriously harmed Black women. And it's just, having harmed a Black woman is not enough of a disqualifier for people to stop fucking with a particular man. And that shit just continues to blow my mind at my big age. And it makes me very sad for younger women and girls because it's like, what do you tell them? If somebody hurts you, do you keep it to yourself? Do you tell? Because if you tell, there's a very good chance nobody's going to care.
It'll take 30 years if you're lucky for the allegations
to be right.
taken seriously.
Big time, seriously.
It was a dude in the doc talking about how he got drugged by him too. I was like, God, he didn't give a fuck.
No, Diddy. Diddy. I guess in some ways,
Diddy did it.
The godfather of rap, not both literally and politically or violently or whatever. Like he did. Like he had enough money, like you said, enough contacts, enough male chauvinism, enough people wanting to be his buddies, people who don't want to go on his wrong side. And I feel like that the arrogance was always there. It was always plain to see that this dude didn't give two fucks about who got in his way. Even when he did those bad MTV shows about the making of the band, you could see when he would just do shit out. He just reveled in being able to tell niggas what to do, where to go get shit, go do this.
Who stood up to him and got jumped on? Lori Ann Gibson, a woman.
And you're the only one who remembers her name.
No. I bet you Ricky Ryan remembers her name. Ricky Ryan.
Okay, you and Ricky Ryan.
Oh, yeah. You and Ricky.
But no, I mean, so what can we take away for this? And Kamau, I know you haven't seen it yet, but how can our communities hold each other accountable? Why did it have to take lawsuits and feds getting involved, federal charges, grand jury indictments? Why did it take all of that to get this nigga to stop being a savage?
We still want to believe in our heroes. We still want to believe in the come up story, that people come up and they make it, and then it is always the system that is trying to tear them down. We excuse the bad behavior. I mean, again, I know Diddy's a great example, but R. Kelly is the seminal example of this in our community. There's literally a video of him with an underage girl, and that did not destroy his career. That is not what destroyed his career. He went to trial. He won trial, right? He blew through that case, right?
He dragged it out for so many years and a lot. Yeah. So basically, he beat that first.
That was not I mean, he married Aaliyah, and she was underage. That didn't do anything to his career. Nothing bad.
No.
So there's this cycle of idea. I mean, and even now, like the folks who have the big podcasts, their history of allegations that are deep and all that kind of stuff.
Credible.
We don't want to throw, in some ways you don't want to throw people away, but there's also no sense of like, we have to hold these folks accountable ourselves. We wait for this, if the system begins to, and we have enough victims that come out over decades, then maybe there's a turning point. But I think even my man, what's his name? Russell Simmons, right? Russell's not been really, Russell's in self-exile.
Russell's there like in Bali.
Yeah, he's in self-exile. But Russell came back and there was no charges. You give it 3 years. How many people taking pictures with Russell Simmons? How many people standing there trying to do the next deal with Russell Simmons?
Several. Mm-hmm.
So it's I think it's just really one of those things. I think it is out of oppression. Just the sense of like somebody has made it and you don't want to tear those folks down. But it is an exaggerated protection. Bill Cosby is the same way. It's an exaggerated protection. Whereas we don't let evidence that's right there in front of our face dissuade us from accepting these people or rallying around these people, or you know what I mean? Like, so that for me, that's the only thing that makes sense, particularly like in the white media for the most part, I feel ignores Black celebrities until it's time or until it's like something
overwhelming
point. Yeah. Like again, they didn't give a fuck about R. Kelly for decades. You know what I mean?
Fuck about R. Kelly. No, they didn't.
R. Kelly, whatever. If it was a white celebrity, they definitely, no matter what people think, if it was a white celebrity that is of the same fame of an R. Kelly, that would have been all over white media and stuff like that. But our celebrities, and they don't get the same whatever, good and bad reasons for that, whatever. But yeah, but we have to figure out ways to be like, nah, we can't fuck with that person, whatever. Way before somebody else tells us to.
Yeah, and there's no such thing as privacy. It's always a camera or something recording you, so you can't get away with shit. So you need to stop trying to think that you could get away with shit like you're doing, because there's always something out there nowadays ready to get you.
I know, but there's always somebody that's also willing to enable and cover up and help conceal and smear and discredit. You know what I mean? Like cameras rolling and no.
That video of Diddy when he beat the girl up in the hotel lobby.
Years.
How old was that video before it came out?
I think 6 to 8 years old. It's old.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess the thing is we gotta just hold people more accountable and really like, I don't know. Like you say, there's no such thing as cancel culture now. So I don't know. I don't know what do we get out of this?
Wait till Diddy gets out. I'm gonna show y'all ain't no such thing as cancel culture. Wait till Diddy gets out. Okay.
I agree with that. Yeah.
He's going to be on the stage of every Black mega church you can think of, crying on his knees. I repent. Please forgive me. Donate. Wait, it's going to be a spectacle. Watch.
Because that is the thing. Diddy did not blow all his money on the trial.
Nope.
This trial was expensive, but he's got one trial and he's done. I'm assuming everything, like there's going to be some lawsuits and all the rest of it, but his money is not gone. So I agree with it. I think he comes out. It's a whole redemption tour. He's going to be on the different shows and podcasts, retrospectives about the career, his legacy in hip hop, all like grandfather, this and that. You can't judge somebody by one bad act I've done, blah blah blah. I'm sure he's going to be. It's going to be interesting to see him on that tour. He's gonna get to hear it. All the gray's gonna be gone again. He's gonna get the black hair again. He's gonna be. Ooh.
We gotta start another slogan like "crack is whack" and make this stuff be whack. Like whatever you doing, some wild shit like that's corny. That's whack. That's
rape is cape. Rape is cap.
Let me stick to the rapping. But you know what I'm saying? It's like
rape is cape. Oh, how many generations are you separated from your child, Kamal? Several, right? We a few
decades and decades. Almost like half a century, basically. But he's got me going 6, 7.
Oh no.
You call him 6, 7. I'm like 6, 7.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I gotta do a middle school event Sunday. Oh man, that should be fun.
Oh man, okay.
6, 7. Yeah, Christmas party this Friday. It's starting already, so let's go.
Lovely.
All right, so we got a dope show.
Question. Hold on, real quick before we jump off Diddy. Pause.
Pause.
Like, do you
oily
as fathers? I mean, Khalib is too young, but maybe not. Shit, I don't know. Kids learn misogyny very young, right? So maybe not too young. But do you present something like this to your kids? You know what I'm saying? Diddy is a very recognizable celebrity across generations, right? And maybe as a not a cautionary tale per se, but just to maybe show the kids like the ways in which powerful people and particularly powerful men are able to move, and like what, like, are you able to teach lessons from something like this, from Diddy's story? Because I feel like in the age of Trump, when we see Trump being so disrespectful, so deeply misogynistic, so anti-black, like I'm wondering if children are getting counter programming, as it pertains to Trump, because he's the president, or if the president says and does it, it must be okay. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, is this topic of Diddy too sensitive to show to young people, or do you show it with intention because it's the way of the world, unfortunately?
For me, I would say, even looking at when you watch the video I showed of my son saying that he watches me. So that was one thing that Diddy in that documentary, he didn't have a father around to watch. So in me and Kamal's case, I think we are able to walk the path first so they can see how we treat people. So I don't worry about it.
I mean, I haven't used Diddy, but there's other famous. I mean, Trump is definitely a foil for like what not to be like. And I always say, both for my son and daughter, and Caleb right now is very precocious with it, but very strong with like his protection of LGBTQ folks, his protection of his understanding of like right and wrong, his above average knowledge of world history kind of thing for his age, which he brings out in class. So those are some of the good things. But on a counterbalance of it, it's like, I think somebody might have mentioned it in the chat. It's you're constantly fighting the wave of propaganda and imagery they get from just watching YouTube videos, just watching shows or whatever. Even the cartoons, which are very male, masculine, superhero orientated, a male dominating the scene through strength and fighting and all that kind of stuff. So there's things that just seep in that it's very hard, unless you're sort of immersed in that person, in the kid's world, as we should be. But it's always very hard to be completely immersed because of all the ways that things come at kids, and the other influences in school at a certain age. I mean, this is what the teenage stuff with my daughter right now, that she's now 13. She's going through her period of like, your parents don't know what they're talking about. Who knows what they're talking about? My other 13-year-old friend. Or you can't say nothing to me because I know everything. Like that kind of. I think that kind of stuff also. It's always a push-pull thing. I mean, but you obviously you do your best. But yeah, I've also said I was asked you to serve Michael. Michael has served as a cautionary tale at times, because Michael gets introduced to our kids, I would assume, like young, no matter what age, what era. Mike, like, Jackson 5 music, Jackson's who Michael Jackson is, that comes across a lot. And I think early on, we would talk a lot about who Michael Jackson was and the good music, the issues with the skin, and how he, like, my joke is that he ran from a black boy to a white woman kind of thing. And we're talking about things like that. And that sometimes serves as a cautionary tale a little bit. But all that's P. Diddy has not made it to that era of all in their face all the time kind of thing. So they don't necessarily know who he is at this stage.
I would take it to schools, and I would show some of that stuff in schools to the younger boys and stuff like that, to be like, you deal with sisters and women and girls at a certain level, that this is what happens. You get locked up, you get found out, you out here thinking you getting away with doing some bullshit, but nah, you're not. So yeah, I would play it for
them. I don't know.
And
I think people would look at Diddy's previous 30 years and be like, well, he had a lot of fun. He did have a good run while he was doing all this bullshit. Maybe
that's what I think people take away from it. Yeah,
that could be the tell. Like, yo, live your life like crazy. You're gonna go to jail one day, and that's just the way. I mean, ain't that the story of all drug dealers, all big? Like, you live this lavish life, make all this money, and then you wind up going to jail or in the
You never
casket.
think you're gonna be the one to get caught, right?
Exactly. So
you think it's gonna be somebody? I mean, Diddy, like, did you say that earlier, Kim? That Diddy was doing videos thinking he was he's gonna make his own documentary about being acquitted or something like that. So he didn't think he was going. Yeah, so,
That's what it looked like.
That's what it did look like. He was like, "Watch me get off."
I'm sure he didn't expect that footage to end up in 50 Cent's documentary of all places. But I don't know. I don't know. It's, if 50 NC again, it takes a killer to catch a killer, right? The whole time I'm watching this, that's all I'm thinking. Because I'm like, yes, Diddy is a dirtbag. And chances are Curtis is also a dirtbag of a different variety, but a dirtbag nonetheless, right? So it kind of takes one to know one. You know what I mean? I'm kind of watching this, keeping that in the back of my head. Because I'm like, 50 is a dirtbag in his own right. He may not be the level of dirtbag that Diddy is, or even maybe the same kind of dirtbag, but he's pretty dirtbag by himself. So I always consider the source.
So do we stop supporting these other artists that have connection with him, even if he walked in a room and said, "All right, I like that track," and now you're under the Bad Boys label? Do we stop listening to Faith? Do we stop listening to 112? How do we stop putting money into the machine? If
It
that
depends
was
on
something.
what they knew and when they knew it, right? Or
We don't wear San John no
hard,
more.
though. You're never going to know that. He's right about that. You're never going to know that because everybody's going to deny.
Yeah.
No, I ain't know.
Yeah, everybody's going to deny.
So is there a way to not feed the machine anymore?
That's always a good question.
You have to believe people when they make accusations. And I know that's counterintuitive to our patriarchal society because bitches be lying, right? It's, because that's a default. When men think kids be lying. And when they make accusations, you just make it, not just men, but adults generally do disbelieve children when they make accusations. You have to start believing people. That's it. And especially, and I've asked this question on here numerous times, like, what is the magic number of accusations to that all of a sudden will click a switch on for people to be like, hey, maybe there's something to this. You know what I'm saying? Is it 1? Is it 10? Is it 50? Is it 3? You know what I mean? Like, these are questions I think that our society and in our community specifically, we have to unpack because we disbelieve victims constantly. Yeah. And if we'd have believed victim number 1, maybe he wouldn't have got to victim number 500. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think this what JF says right here. Maybe stop focusing so much on celebs for one. I think celebs are good examples that we can use when they do stuff that a lot of people know about. I think that's why we talk about these different celebs. They go through shit. Other people see it, and we can talk about it. So I don't think it's really like worshiping celebs and stuff like that, but it's more using them as examples to point out different things. All right, so. Y'all ready to get into some stuff? All right, we got some guests coming through a little later.
We do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your guest?
The king of production is back, y'all. The king of production is back.
True. One day off, now he's back. That's right.
Oh, wait, is this the hip hop story day?
Yes, it is.
Awesome.
It's his hip hop story day. And we got another person coming through that has a show on this channel.
Okay.
Listen, y'all gotta stay tuned, man. If y'all ain't staying tuned,
I gotta stay tuned too. Yeah,
you damn right you do. All right, damn, I ain't had my music ready, so just say something real quick. What you say?
I said I'm good. I'm good at my seat in the back in the passenger seat. I'm riding along.
Okay, well, keep talking.
Ear DR, ear driver.
Yeah,
he's
like more filler, please, because he can't find his music.
Because I had to do a double yesterday with Jackie, just me and Jackie. I had to do breaks and do the whole show, but that's what I do.
Well, come out.
What happened to Cloud again? Yo, Cloud, we had a deal.
Whoa, simmer down, easy.
You better go get your money back.
No, we had a deal. One of my people, can you go out there and put your find Cloud? You know what I'm saying?
You better go get your money.
Bring it to me. You know what I'm saying? We have to have a little discussion. I don't know what just happened here.
Cloud, handle your business. Don't listen to these fools. Do what you after you get back, it's cool. No worries.
One man say, you better talk to him. That's my man, honey. He's like, you better talk to him.
Where was Ricky?
Wait, I have a question. Kamau, if Diddy presents $500,000 to community movement builders, you taking it?
He just makes a donation?
He might want to make a donation. He might want to make an appearance, but he's
none
willing to give up some money though. He's willing to give up some bread.
If he wants to make a donation, no quote unquote strings
Can't
attached.
stop donations.
Who am I?
You can't stop donations.
You know what I'm saying? But if that comes with like I need to come down to the community and do a walk around and take some pictures. It's like, oh hell no.
Oh, I was thinking, you can name it the Sean Combs Goat Enclosure out here on the community.
If it just shows up at my doorstep and it's like, hey, there's money. That's one of these. It's like, oh, I don't need to look at the name on the check. I might do that. But no, there can't be any appearances. I can't see that happening.
Oh damn, I had the wrong song.
I can't see that.
Right one? Oh no, I had the right.
But if Diddy said I would produce your show because he wants to make it up to what he's done to black women, he wants to promote black talent. Kim, and he comes to you and says, "Burn it down, Kim Brown needs a bigger production budget. I have for the next 3 years $1 million commitment a year for the next 3 years to help push this up. I know what you think about me. I don't want to be on your show. You don't tell nobody about this, but this is my private way because we know how private Diddy is. This is my private way of trying to help support those who in the past I've transgressed against. What you gonna do?
You said $1 million
a year. That ain't nothing for Diddy. That ain't nothing for Diddy at all. That's pocket
Let her
change.
answer.
If all those conditions, if all those conditions as outlined, of course, I'd have to have my legal counsel, Kamal K. Franklin, Esquire, to overlook such a proposal. However, if he did, I don't know. I can't. I'm not going to say no because I'm not a liar. I'm not going to lie and say, oh yeah, I'm just going to turn down $1 million. No, I'm not going to lie to y'all and say no. I'd have to think hard and long and deep, and it'd have to be enumerated all of the conditions quite clearly. So I ain't saying no. Right now.
Like one more.
Would I DJ his coming back to her?
Exactly. Would you DJ his?
I was thinking. I was like, would I DJ his? No,
100,000 to DJ this party for me. Like, look,
a party. Wait. A party.
100,000. I'm coming out. I'm out of prison. Well, let me do my thing. Let me do it. Let me rap it for you. 100,000.
Wrap it up.
I thought you was looking for the music 5 minutes ago. Don't be rushing me now. I got a whole story to tell. I got a hypothetical to lay out. I'm a lawyer.
All right,
I'm out of prison. I'm contacting. Shut up. I'm contacting various DJs. Your name was on the list. 100,000, 3 hours. Gonna be a whole bunch of DJs coming through. But man, people have talked so great about your talent, what you do. 100 G's. Come on through. I'm flying you out. Hotel for 2 days. Bam. That's it. 3 hours worth, my nigga. 100,000.
Your name is on the flyer. Your name is on the flyer, though.
We're gonna take a break right here on the Remix Morning Show.
Baby, love me right. Let me love you to get it right. Can't you let the other be? 'Cause with you is where I got to be. Oh, sugar, where you been? Hanging out with the male friends. Somebody's gonna hurt you. Where you love to keep hurting me. We'll say, oh, Sheila, let me love you till the morning comes. Oh, Sheila, you know I want to be the only one.
All right, let me take you to a time and place. Yeah. All right. Let me take you to a time and place. Let me take you back to the year of 1985 with Ready for the World. Name of the album was Ready for the World. Name of that song is Oh Sheila. Mixed with a little 1993 artist JD off the album For Those Who Like to Groove, Volume 2. Name of that song is Plastic Dreams. It's a big house classic right there. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there, get footage that's rare, and donate where at blkliberationmedia.org. Yes. Show your love and support. We are demonetized as a channel, and this will very much help us out. Thank you for your support. With that said, let's get back to it right here at the Remix Morning Show. Yeah. All right. Hello.
I'm here.
Am I froze? Man, I gotta down my
Are you
computer.
frozen? You're a little blurry again, but you're not frozen. But you a little blurry at the end.
Oh, okay. So let me get out of here and restart my computer, and y'all can take over. And we got first person coming through at about 8:55. Holla.
Fantastic. Do you have access to Two Steppers into the News, Kamal, or no?
Oh, no, I do not.
Okay. No worries.
I can, yeah. He that so. Yeah, put us to the throw us to the news, Doc, before you dissipate.
I was going to tell you to hit the intro, beatbox that joint, Kamal. Come on, you you can beatbox it.
I can beatbox some Fela.
You can give it a shot, man. It's the Brooklyn way. Come on, give it.
News segment happening now. That's good enough, yeah. Yeah, welcome to the Remix Morning Show. It is Kim Brown and Kamal Franklin. With a lack of overproduction values, this whole week has been, there's not been a lot. Like your doctor has been up and down. A lot of production needs to get reset.
There's a lot of things going on.
Kamal. Oh, wait a minute. I found it.
Excellent. Righty, peace and good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Remix Morning Show on this 4th day of December 2025. It's Kim Brown. It's Kamal Franklin. It is the Ear Doctor. Beijing is in the building. We appreciate you guys making some time to join us, hang out with us this week. Tonight, kids, you might have seen it last night, but tonight for sure. Look up in the sky. Look up. The last supermoon of 2025 is out there hanging in the sky. Do you like to look at the moon, Kamal?
No, not at all.
I knew that before asking. I don't know how I knew that, but I knew that already. You didn't
people will say things to me about the moon, like they're in this and that, and I kind of just give the blank stare of like, oh, okay. Because I don't know what else to do. I mean, I was like, oh, okay, it's in retrograde. All right, cool. That they said they're affected because of the moon and they feel this and that. I go like, oh, all right.
Well, I'm glad you don't discount or disbelieve it, but
I know I do that too, but well, that's the range. The range is disbelief. They're like, okay.
I'm not going to get into all of the things, but the point is, if shit is feeling a little, as Kelechi Okafor would say, higgy hagger, then the moon might be a likely culprit. But regardless, we appreciate you guys. If you're watching us on the vertical or on the regular ass stream, please hit some buttons for us. Please engage, like, share, subscribe. And if you want to support us, you can blkliberationmedia.org for the material support. Please and thank you. Kamal, where would you like to begin?
Well, I wanted to start. Trump has made another racist rant. And this is I believe what's about to happen is in Minnesota, they're about to do Minneapolis, they're about to do another big immigration raid targeting the Somalian community. And to kick it off, the white nationalist president did an overt, even by his standards, not something we haven't seen before, but relatively speaking, by his standards, relatively speaking, outrageous, I guess. There's so much things that are outrageous that people don't even think of them as outrageous anymore. So I wanted to play that, and then we can start some conversation.
All right.
From the New York Times.
Somalia, which is barely a country, they have no anything. They just run around killing each other. There's no structure. Somebody would say, "Oh, that's not politically correct." I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country is no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries too. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. They came from paradise and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell and they complain and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it. Thank you very much, everybody.
Dog, that got an applause line in the
From
White
his
House?
cabinet. Yeah, his cabinet. He's having his cabinet
Stroke fest?
Stroke fest, yes, exactly. Gave him basically a standing
Senator Rubio, Secretary Rubio, it's your turn to stroke the president. Would you like some lotion?
He's like, no, I like to do a raw dog. That's how we like to do it.
I like the friction.
I like the friction, yeah.
Use your two fingers, Marco. Anyway, so yes, this is terrible and inflammatory and disgusting and repugnant and all that. But again, consider the source. And I'm not saying that we should ignore this or, that's just Trump being Trump. No, I don't think they're normalizing this type of rhetoric on any level is okay. And I hear mainstream people do that all the time. Well, Trump again. It's like, this isn't normal speech, even though presidents via their policies probably historically this is how they have enacted their foreign policy, even especially against countries like Somalia. But it's like, okay, well, during the campaign it was the Haitians who were eating the dogs and cats, and then it was the Venezuelans, and now it moved on to everybody else brown, and now Somali. It's your turn on that Summer Jam screen. I saw a press conference from the the Minneapolis mayor, Frey, and he also declared, he had his usual liberal, rebuke for Trump's comments, but he also said that the Minneapolis police will not be participating nor cooperating with ICE enforcements. And I'm like, oh, another liar, another lying ass Democratic mayor who knows that they don't have any control over the police department. So people in Minneapolis and in the Twin Cities should absolutely expect and have already seen Minneapolis and St. Paul police participating in these federalized ICE raids. But your thoughts, Kamal? Can you imagine someone sitting in a shitty diaper calling somebody else garbage? What?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I had two thoughts about this when I pulled up the story. One is that I didn't see a lot of this, but I saw a couple of the folks who we consider to be ADOS people semi-backing this stuff up again, right? This immigration stuff, this anti-African immigration about how Africans are the what is it? The original Americans or descendants of slaves, whatever. So that, again, bringing up the sort of dichotomy in our community, maybe who knows how large it is, but that one I found disgusting. And I agree. Like, the other part is like, people have normalized this rhetoric where it's like a one-day story. You know what I mean? It's a one-day story. It moves on. But you're right. Everybody becomes the next group to be targeted by an overtly white nationalist government. And it gets covered as a one-off and not a larger indication of what's happening in this country, not a larger indication of part of the history of this country, a major part of the history of this country in terms of white nationalist rhetoric, not a huge indictment of the whole governmental system that is now in control of this white nationalist rhetoric. More so, it's only like we have this one crazy guy, or again, the liberal thing is like you have this one guy who's talking out of turn, outrageous, but let's keep on covering things like they're normal. And I just think that part to me is also just a little, not a little, but it's like just wacky to see mainstream media or press just cover it and then move on to something else, as if these statements that he's making again reflect themselves in policy. And so again, he has this list of countries where people can no longer apply to come in. There's people who are targeted, who are being thrown out. And a country that, again, to be honest, it is not it's a country that is stolen from its original inhabitants. And somehow you can never, the mainstream media can never seem to point out or think through the history of the United States and use that even as a way to tell the story about how we have this white nationalism in the first place. Like, it's almost just assumed that white folks have always been here, always, or like it's almost like they're the indigenous people to the United States or whatever like that.
That's what they think.
Yeah, that's what they think. Yeah, that is what they think. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't have a whole lot of knowledge about, you know, the geopolitical history of Somalia. I can only imagine that we have tens of thousands Somali immigrants and refugees here because the West is there in some way, right? I don't even know for a fact that the West is there, but they got to be there, right? Because why? That's the whole reason that people come here, because the West has destabilized and extracted and just made impossible or very difficult and challenging to live in their home country. So that's why they come here. I'm sure everybody, Venezuelans, Mexicans, Hondurans, the weather is way better where they from. They and the fruit and all everything better. Like, why? The only reason they come here is because we are there. We have played a role in destabilizing and making living conditions in their country so difficult. And really, most Americans cannot reconcile that in their heads because we are not instructed. We really don't know the level of fuckery that is involved in American foreign policy. So I can only imagine, like, the layperson who may not probably be able to identify where Somalia is on the map, right? Here's this, and maybe is indifferent to it, or maybe has no opinion of it. Maybe they've never encountered or even ran into a Somali person. But I have to imagine that all of this is starting to fall apart because everybody can't be the fucking boogeyman, Donald Trump. Like, it cannot be all of these folks from these different nations that are the roots of America's problems. And that is obvious and glaring at this point, for sure.
Fall apart. But I agree. Like, people are either ignorant and or just don't give a damn, because I think you're exactly right. A lot of this is due. Most of it is due because of U.S. imperialism. And at the same point, when you're telling people to go back and live in their country, does that mean that you leave their fucking country alone? Does that mean that you stop invading their country? That you stop sending CIA agents to their country? That you stop sending these corporations to take the resources of these countries? That's not what he's saying. Basically, he's saying go back, live poor, die a peasant, do anything and everything you want, but you can't fight back against U.S. imperialism, because when you do that, then it's no longer your country. It's no longer go back home, because now we're going to drop a bomb on your head and so forth. So, like, I completely agree with you. It's people would wish it was as simple as like going back and living in their lives where they were indigenous people at. And I think most people would like to do that if they thought they could have a good life there and so forth and so on. But Europe and the United States over and over again keeps coming back to these places to steal resources, land, and to colonize people. So, and speaking of a colonizer, so Hillary Clinton has raised her ugly head again. And she just recently did a talk.
Did they ask her, is the picture true? Hillary, was that a real picture of Donald Trump's head in your husband's lap?
And the other thing about this, I'm not going to get the name. Unfortunately, I wish I had there's another version of this. So she's speaking at a press conference for I think an Israeli newspaper or journal or something along those lines that is paid for by the wife now of the billionaire. I think he had a big a lot of resources in Vegas or whatever, if I'm getting his name, who passed away a few years ago, who basically
Sheldon Adelson,
who backed Donald Trump over her when he won his election, and now she's out speaking, smiling and receiving an award from his wife. And this is what she had to say about the situation in Palestine and how people get their views around the so-called Israeli-Palestinian conflict. So let's play this real quick.
Very large, that our students, smart, well-educated young people from our own country, from around the world, where were they getting their information? They were getting their information from social media, particularly TikTok. That is where they were learning about what happened on October 7th, what happened in the days, weeks, and months to follow. That's a serious problem. It's a serious problem for democracy, whether it's Israel or the United States, and it's a serious problem for our young people. And it was frankly shocking to me how little the students we were encountering, not only in this class we teach, which is a very large class, international relations about crisis decision making, but students more generally. And that's why I mentioned the social media piece of it, because when you would try to talk to them to engage in some kind of reasonable discussion, it was very difficult because they did not know history. They had very little context. And what they were being told on social media was not just one-sided, it was pure propaganda. And so when you think about how to tell Israel's story, and it's important, it's not just looking internally, it's looking externally, and particularly looking at young people, because it's not just the usual suspects. It is a lot of young Jewish Americans who don't know the history and don't understand. I was talking to Condi Rice, and she said in an interview that I did after the 20-point plan came out, she and I were on CBS, and she said, when people were chanting from the river to the sea, she would ask the students, what river, what sea? They didn't know. I had the same experience. A lot of the challenge is with younger people. More than 50% of young people in America get their news from social media. So just pause on that for a second. They are seeing short form videos, some of them totally made up.
Wow.
Some of them not at all representing what they claim to be showing. And that's where they get their information.
So there you go. You imagine how much money they gave her for that appearance too? Speaking of, like, we get the Diddy challenge. And not that her politics are any different, of course, but do you imagine the amount of resources they gave her to appear there and say what she would say anyway, right? Because she's totally in that politics, but yeah.
They know they're in trouble. They know, hopefully, that Zionism is on the ropes. Like, they've lost 2 generations, right? 3, 4, really, at this point. Because I think that even older folks, Gen Xers, older millennials, even some boomers who may not have been fully apprised of the situation in Palestine, people have become pretty well educated, like to the contrary of what Clinton was talking about there. Like, I think so many more people are able to articulate or even have some cursory knowledge of what the previous several decades have been like for Palestinians and what Israel has been doing and continuing to encroach. And in fact, it's interesting to me when she talks about, most young people get their news from off social media. I try to watch mainstream news as well, because, you got to keep an eye on them folks. You got to keep an eye on the propagandists and see what they're talking about. I don't hear any mention of Israel continually breaking the ceasefire in Gaza. I don't hear any mention of Israel continually breaking the ceasefire in Lebanon, bombing Beirut. Like, so when she talks about people are being propagandized and they're not getting the real story, yeah, everyone that has been consuming legacy media outlets for the past 50 years are indeed propagandized and not getting the whole story. If you watch NBC, ABC, CBS, read the Washington Post, New York Times, you're not going to be very well informed. So I, of course, applaud the expanse of social media and the ability for more information to kind of percolate throughout the media cycle that otherwise would not be getting seen or recognized. Now, I know we do have a media literacy problem in this country across generations. People do easily fall for propaganda and AI generated content, but that's not particular to any one ideology. I don't think. I think a lot of people are susceptible to that. But Hillary Clinton just she represents the same sort of pearl clutching that we heard from Greenblatt of the ADL. The same, like we keep hearing this over and over again. They're so concerned that they're losing the young people. Oh, and of course, the young Jews. How deeply misled are they? they are turning on their own people. They just don't understand. They're deeply confused and don't know what's going on. And how can we get them back? You're never getting them back.
I love it when they start talking about they don't know the history, but they never tell you the history, or they give you some made up history of what the conflict is. They can never walk down that road without giving you straight facts on how the so-called nation of Israel came to be. They give you that, oh, it's complicated. Once you start asking them, like, what is the history? It gets complicated. There's this two sides discussion, but they can never just say that Europeans basically came to another land and took that land over, because it hits too close to home, right? It hits too close to home. So they can never just say that that's the history of Israel. Boatloads of Europeans who happened to practice the religion of Judaism came over because the other Europeans who happened to practice the religion of Christianity wanted them the fuck out. Right. So they can't just say that history is one of them. And no one asked the Palestinians. No one did a survey of the Palestinians. No one suggested that the Palestinians had a say in it. No one gave a damn. They went, they took the land, they moved people, they murdered people, they ethnic cleansed the population. And now they've been engaging in a full-on genocide for like 3 years. And prior to that, they basically were creating ghettos and huge prisons for 2 to 3 million people to live in. So they never want to speak to you about that. And I completely agree. I mean, she's doing her job, right? That is her job, is to continually try to act as if this is some sort of normal relationship that these two nations have, as opposed to being an outpost of imperialism. And the suggestion that somehow people are watching videos which don't pretend to tell the truth about what they're showing. How are they lying, Hillary? So the drone videos of the complete destruction of Gaza, is that AI? Is that what she's claiming? The multiple videos of Israeli soldiers murdering, killing, hacking, tying people up, beating people to a pulp. Those videos are fake. The ones in the West Bank showing these settlers like putting mud and concrete in wells, hitting people with baseball bats and axes as the IDF stands there and or assists the taking of land, the cutting down of trees. Is that all just AI? That's all just made up shit? Because people don't understand the special relationship between Europeans, basically. So I mean, and you got to point it out, because the thing that is, without the social media, right? Again, I think some of this stuff would have gotten out, as in, i.e., the Vietnam War, but it would have taken that much longer if people did not see these videos on the ground, which showed the total destruction of people being bombed in hospitals, homes, and schools. But like you said, it's been a sea change for folks to be able to see in real time what this destruction looks like. It hasn't stopped the destruction, unfortunately, but it has changed hearts and minds, and hopefully it could mean something in terms of what the future will be, in terms of the downfall of a country like Israel.
And Hillary Clinton's lament over, again, social media, the proliferation of on the ground information out of Gaza, being on young people's FYPs. It's like it kind of foretells an ongoing and still coming censorship of this information and news stories or incidents or whatever, videos, whatever, stuff is about to be further stepped on. Like the fact that people have to come up with all these words, unalive and, SA and CSAM. Like we've come up with this entirely new lingo in order to try to sidestep the censorship that is omnipresent when we talk about certain issues. And that is just going to get worse, right? With Ellison purchasing TikTok, and the Trump administration and American tech oligarchs kind of having their hands all in the TikTok pot, and Meta has now announced that they're going to start scraping people's direct messages and their photos and everything to start feeding their AI monstrosity, whatever that's going to be. Like, the censorship is about to get way, way worse. So I'm not sure how we continue to disseminate and amplify stories about oppression and everything like that when they're letting us know this social media thing is a problem. And you guys are fucking up the program because y'all messed up our nice little propaganda scheme with your own, disinformation of truth against the propaganda that has been successful for all these decades at this point. So they're letting us know that they're about to put the kibosh on all this reckless sharing of information.
Do you remember quickly when Hillary Clinton came out against Al Jazeera? Like, when Al Jazeera was the big new enemy, she did a whole press conference talking about the propaganda of Al Jazeera.
Was this when she was Secretary of State under the Obama administration? Okay.
Yeah. She did a whole big press conference about Al Jazeera and it being false information. So everything is false information when it doesn't tell the story of the dictators, of the imperialists, of the capitalist class. Then she's worried about people receiving information from other sources, right? And it's not to say that, again, like you mentioned, not all other sources are perfect, but the other sources give us things that corporate legacy media doesn't give us, which is another version of the truth, or a way of looking at it from the eyes of the people who are actually being bombed as opposed to the people doing the bombing. And that becomes so important for people to understand, like, what's happening on the ground, because if they only see it through the eyes of the bomber, then it's always about these people who are on the ground who happen to be terrorists, who don't have their own bombs to go bomb the United States or something, but these people are the terrorists who deserve what they get, right? So that's why we need other outlets like social media or even Black Liberation Media, Burn It Down with Kim Brown, because we need to have stories told from other angles, which we just don't get in so-called corporate / legacy media, because it's always telling the story from the point of view of those doing the bombing and not those getting bombed. Okay, that was interesting. Okay.
What? I nodded.
Air Doctor just did a quick donate to the channel. Yeah.
Okay, we'll donate. Yeah, all that.
So I have a quick I think story that's.
You were saying that's why we need Black Liberation Media.
No, I got why you did it. I just thought it was inappropriate to do. That's all. I know why you did it. So a quick. The University of Alabama suspends Black and female student magazines, citing DEI guidance. So of a similar vein around media propaganda and/or the white nationalist pushback against other views and ideas and things, that resources being devoted to other folks, whatever. So the University of Alabama on Monday suspended 2 student magazines, one appealing to women, another to Black students, saying they ran afoul of guidance from the Justice Department on diversity, equity, and inclusion. University officials told staff members of the publication, a women's lifestyle magazine called Alice, in 1956, which encompasses Black culture and student life, that became of shifting federal policy on DEI programs. The university could no longer support them. One official attributed the decision in part to a July memo from Attorney General Bondi, in which he included recommendations on how institutions receiving federal funding could avoid what the Trump administration deemed unlawful DEI practices. So basically, the university president, I think, issued this statement. You can understand, he said this to the students who are running the papers, you can understand why, as a public institution, we might not be able to support magazines that are based on demographics like the 2 magazines are. Dr. Hood said, according to a recording of the meeting that he had with the students or the editors of these magazines that was shared with the New York Times. What is important also is at the bottom of the story, it also says that they're about to create another lifestyle magazine in which they're asking the students to participate in, that is supposedly for all students without being geared towards any particular so-called demographic.
They're just grasping at straws, like anything associated with non-white, non-maleness is on the chopping block and under attack. I mean, this is disappointing, I can imagine, for the students that work on this magazine. People that contribute, young journalists, young writers who are trying to get their credits, trying to get some clips together to add to their, budding professional portfolios. Obviously, this impacts them, but I think this is just kind of gives us the impetus to go out and create our own, and I think in the 21st century, with all the new media prospects, as it were, like this is what is it? What's not poverty? Something is the necessity of invention. What is it?
Necessity is the mother of necessity, the mother of invention?
Something like that, right?
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
So go make another one.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
that's
not
not,
on
that's not a
campus.
diss, that's not a challenge. That's not, that's not a pull yourself up by your bootstraps. At least that's not how I'm intending it to come across. It's like, okay, well, if your school is on some sucker shit, either leave the school or go create your own thing, because the tools are available. It's easier now more than ever to do it. You know what I mean? And don't let this be a hindrance. Fight for it if that's what you want to do, or fight for your own. Stop trying to bang your head up against this racist, sexist wall, and go out and make your own thing. Where if you have the talent and ability, go to do that. And we should try to support students that are trying to get their ventures or whatever they are off the ground if the state denies them the ability or the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, because the state basically is saying that, again, forget about your so-called First Amendment rights. Forget about your so-called ability to say what you want to say, how you want to say it, when you want to say it. And the state is not there. It's not supposed to be interfering. The state is taking the exact opposite approach. Unless we approve of this message, you're no longer getting any funding whatsoever, right? You're no longer getting any resources whatsoever. And this is implicitly what a First Amendment is supposed to be guarding against. A First Amendment does not guard against private actors taking action against private speech. The First Amendment is supposed to guard against public actors taking action against speech, period, right? So this is really a case of them not giving it, as always, right? Not caring about what their laws say, what the Constitution say. They've now decided that they're walking down this path of shutting down anything that doesn't speak either glowingly of whiteness, or that is enough of or is not general enough to where they're just going to allow it to go. But if you say you want to target a Black audience at with a Black magazine at a college, right, where maybe 10% of the student base is Black, and they might want something that I'm assuming it's probably not filled with politics. I'm assuming it's filled with culture and lifestyle stuff. Even that's a step too far, and they're shutting that down. So I think there are big decisions for us to be making as a people in terms of why, at some point, should we be going to the University of Alabama? Should that be
any of these universities that are with the liberation rolling back their DEI policies? I mean, college students, yes, but consumers first and foremostly, right? You have an ability to decide where your dollars go. Like they are businesses, they are for-profit institutions, and you don't have to be patronize these colleges. You don't have to send. And why would you want to send your Black children into some hostile situation to begin with? Right? Shit, even Black colleges is hostile to Black kids, right? Like shit. I mean, don't send them into the lion's den with the real crackers.
Hey man, I agree with y'all, and yeah, with black colleges, I think it's a different. I know sometimes HBCUs get a little slack for what they do, but I seen black college as a safe space, just like people talk about churches back in the day. During slavery was a safe space for us to be and share thoughts and stuff like that. And when we didn't, back in my day when I was in college, we didn't have any organizations that was deal with our history. We had bunch of people trying to be black Greeks. And I was like, okay, I'm not a black Greek. So let me start my own organization. And we called it the Society of Ma'at. And we would go around passing out these flyers. I still got my flyers from back in the day. Let me show you right here. This one right here was Theophile Obingwa, the person that wrote The Philosophy of Ancient Egyptian Creation. We had our maroon ancestors. So these is like flyers we was handing out on campus. We had the guy that did Ra'un Nefer Amen, who wrote Metal Neter, which means divine breath. So it's like certain things you got to start, and certain places are safe spaces for you to do it. So yeah, maybe they still might be getting educated how to be black capitalists, but it was also a place where we were able to have a safe space to have.
Yeah, I think more and more there's an argument to be made that in spite of contradictions of HBCUs and other black institutions, it's either we take over some institutions or we're starting new ones, right? And I part of me it is beginning to be sort of resigned to the fact that some of these institutions, despite what they are, either they have to be taken over, they have to be fought for, or we have to create other spaces and places, again, where with the understanding that, yeah, they can still take your shit away, but we got to do a better job of propagandizing our own people, putting out information, having other alternative resources and ways, because as we can see, we're being pushed back into a separate but not equal situation within a matter of months. And not that it wasn't already there, but it's like it's showing us how little these so-called rights really were. 40, 50, 60 years of struggle. We're talking about a matter of months where they're pushing back the things that people thought that they had gained. And people are, a lot of us don't know what to do. Like, we're so shocked by the fact that this can happen as fast and as openly, because we haven't experienced this in our lifetime. This is something that our parents or our grandparents supposedly had to go through, and people thought that somehow the struggle was different now, or they could move on and just get their little jobs and live out in the suburbs or live certain lives. But they're showing you that is not the case here. Right. And so there's got to be a way in which we begin to think about what a new struggle looks like, and what does that mean in terms of us having control over resources, land, and abilities to protect and to fight.
You're going to open a school on community movement builders farmland.
We already have a school on community movement builders.
Talk that talk.
The Malcolm X Academy. We have a school in Sacramento. We're starting after school programs and hopefully moving towards a school in Dallas. We are starting the idea of doing schools in Ypsi and in Atlanta. So again, never enough. It's not big enough. I'm not claiming that these programs are big enough, but there are models of what other folks that we should be doing in mass at this stage, right? So we have to create these models that people start to pick up, and take some control of how they would do it in their own areas or whatever. But the point is that we have to start doing it in mass, and with a sort of with a politic to it, and doing these things in collaboration. And somehow we are not able to. I think still, again, the shock of it all for a certain class of our people, or too many of our people, has not led to them to turn to each other. But again, I think because some of this is the Mandani effect. There's the idea of like people, oh, these politics are over. Or elections are over, and so we got to do something else, but we don't know what. But as soon as a character like a Mandani wins, all of a sudden people start believing in elections again. So that shows you how fast we get sort of still blinded by the fact that the system is not something that we control.
So, do you feel like having this school? Will you look for government funding, or is this going to be a donation? And
No, it's tuition, donation, money we raise through other methods and means. No, yeah, we again, all of this stuff is just you can't. We don't at CMB. We don't get any government funding whatsoever. We would not accept the government funding because it would just come with too many stipulations, and so we would not do that. And then we would be under the same problem as these schools are, or some of these students who are receiving money in the moment the government says no. And that's true of almost all the resources that you get, which is again the issue of like, are we going to be able to raise enough resources to fight back and to create these programs on our own eventually? So
maybe you just throw Christian in the title somewhere. Y'all get some money. The Community Christian Movement Builders Academy. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X Christian Academy. Like and then they'll just rain money on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like the question, like the Shrine of the Black Madonna was at one point in the late 60s and 70s out of Detroit. Reverend Cleage started it. It still exists. But that was a forward-facing Black nationalist Christian church, which it doesn't get the support that, but it has a lot of stuff, but it doesn't have the youth support, right? Even as folks are turning back to Christianity again because of the way in which we are propagandized. I keep seeing stories about how Black males in particular are joining some of these white nationalist type churches or these Christian churches, which preach a certain patriarchy, but they aren't race conscious like Black churches. And I think even that stuff, again, has the ways in which we're not able to reach a critical mass of our people just matters in terms of like which way forward for us.
Christian movement builders.
Oh, please don't.
Yeah, doctor, cue up dead prez. They schools ain't teach us shit.
Yo, I mean that's dope. I hope that y'all, because that's the thing. Like, we need to have schools that got farming. We need to bring back home economics. Like when we talk about, it's like it's so many things that our kids are not learning, like simple regular things. And it's ridiculous. So we need our own schools. We need not Dr. Umar or nothing, but I'm just saying.
What did Dr. Umar do with the Frederick Douglass Harriet Tubman School money? Did it go up his nose? What happened, y'all? Where did it go? He paid off some child support. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I just hate to think, and I'm sorry, forgive me in advance. I just hate to think this nigga did nigger shit with this money and people gave it to him in good faith.
People did give it to him in good faith, unfortunately. I remember, like, again, like back in the day when this dude was doing, he was going to different places and traveling, and people got excited to hear him. I never got it. I know he's a good talker, but still the level of excitement he is a homegrown product. No white people, he does not become the person he is because white people lifted him up. He actually became the person he is because Black folks, regular everyday Black folks, started listening to this dude and giving him resources, again, which is an indictment on the rest of us. But that's who that dude is.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, man, we got something coming up. I told y'all we got a special guest. Let's keep it down, Kamal. I know you're known for fucking up surprises and shit. So
are we gonna have a new co-host?
No, don't start this. Don't start this.
What? No, son, I should have thought about this before. This is perfect.
You need to relax. No. All right. So let's do it like this. We got a special guest coming through. So let's roll it out like how we do it. And yes, Remix Morning Show, y'all. Let's get it. Coming straight from Dare to Struggle, Dare to Win. Let's give it up for Cherie. Daniel.
Hey guys. What's up, Remix?
What's good?
And our newest co-host on the Remix Morning Show.
Okay, come on. Let's go.
Let's do this. Why did I think about this earlier?
She passed the paper bag test. Yes, she can join us.
I cannot.
The newest of the beige crew. The new beige.
It's way too much. It's way too much lightness out here. I was like, whoa. What did
Radical Jack and Jill up here. Radical Jack and Jill.
Oh,
God.
All right, so listen, I wanted you to come up here. First of all, you do a great job on Dare to Struggle, Dare to Win. Tell us about this show and tell us how you even got into this space.
Ooh, okay, so Dare to Struggle, Dare to Win is the CMB podcast. It's on Black Liberation Media. It's with me, Geechee Y'all, Yusuf Bunchy Shakur. And how I got into the space was pretty interesting because I believe the show first started off with just Geechee and Yusuf, and they did a few episodes. And from the beginning, I was involved. I was helping with their banners, their like the backdrop or whatever. I was like designing that. And then 1 week, Geechee was like, you should come on and talk about what's happening in CMB Atlanta. And that was when we were like going through the different chapters, which we might do again. I spoke on CMB Atlanta, and it was a vibe from there. It was a little bit of chemistry. They needed a little bit of feminine energy, I guess. And so, after that, they were like, you should come on every episode. And I was like, that would be fun. So that's kind of how it's been ever since.
So people can say feminine energy, but they can't say female. I'm just confused.
Oh my God.
Wow. So another question. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Because female is different. You gotta look. I think even when people say, I'm being a bit, I'm exaggerating with the
please.
I know it's a bit problematic, guys. I get it. But yeah. But the female thing, a lot of people will call women females like as a replace because they want to say female dog because they want to say the B word. So that I think that's kind of like the root of that. Like even from when I was in elementary school, I remember it used to be people would say the B word, but then after they learned that it meant female dog, people would just say female dogs. And then I feel like by the time I was in high school, people were just saying females. And so it just became like these females. So it became a derogatory thing. I think that's why people hate the whole female.
And that's why we have you on the show. Y'all just did a show. We was just talking about black colleges. I believe y'all just did a show talking about a student from Clark, Atlanta. Is that correct?
Yeah, we did that yesterday.
Tell us a little bit about that show.
Yesterday we just did some hot topics. Typically when it comes to Dare to Struggle, Dare to Win, we have guests that we interview. We'll pick a particular topic, maybe a book or just somebody that may be well-versed on a certain subject or maybe an article, and we'll have an actual 30-minute interview with them to engage around that, or we'll set up an overall panel. We've had a Morehouse Spelman panel before in the past as well. We did that a few weeks back when we were doing a book talk at Morehouse, which was really dope in Atlanta. And so yesterday we just had an episode. We had some hot topics, and one of the hot topics was this incident that happened a few weeks ago at Morehouse. Actually happened at Clark. A student was attacked outside of her building. And so we talked about that. We actually, it's funny because afterwards we got some more clarifying details where I'm like, we may go back to that subject because we had some opinions, just about the overall circumstance and kind of how to look at it. So I think, with these extra details that I got after the show yesterday, I feel like I may bring it back because what it seemed like is that it was his brother who broke up this fight and then ended up choking out this young sister, unfortunately. And we thought it was a situation, and I kind of forgot that it was a thing where he broke it up. And then all of a sudden he started choking the girl, and we were just going from there because some people were looking at it like, oh, was he defending his girlfriend? Was he not? What happened? But actually, I got the other details of the story. He was hitting the girl before the camera started. So the way the girl describes it is both him and his girlfriend, they tag team and jumped this 22-year-old girl. It all started from something stupid, like someone stepping on the girl's shoe and her kind of having a reaction like, ouch. And then the girl kind of being like, what's wrong? And she's like, he stepped on my shoe. And from there, the girl put her hands on the other girl, and then the guy jumped in. And then the guy started hitting the girl as well. And then both of the girls fell onto the ground. And then the girl, he pulled the girl off, but then he started strangling her. And for a minute, she couldn't breathe, and that's when all the guys are around pulling him off of her. And she like gasped for air when she's finally let go. And then it goes into, you know, he was like, he basically started to be like, I should kill you, and you know, call 12. It got really bad. So yeah, so it was pretty tragic, you know, hearing about, but yeah.
Make sure y'all check that episode out. Y'all got questions? Anything?
Well, what I wanted to bring up was, and maybe I don't know if folks know this in our remix audience, but Sherry is an actress. She does one-woman plays and shows, stand-up comedy, films, and other things. And she recently did her one-woman show, which CMB produced, which was fantastic.
What?
Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about the one-woman?
You're funny?
No, go ahead. Oh no, she's got jokes, B.
Okay.
She's got jokes.
Yeah. So I used to do stand-up comedy back in the day.
What?
I took a break from that. But yeah, I wrote a solo show earlier this year, and I did it in New York. And then I was lucky enough to be able to do it with CMB sponsoring it here in Atlanta. And it was kind of a collaboration. Yeah, it was dope having him there. Yeah. And so it was a collaboration with me and Jihad from he's a former Black Panther, Black Liberation Army. He's like the head of the Jericho movement now. And we did a collaboration where he did his 2-man show and I did my 1-woman show, and it was like a double feature. And yeah, we had like a 3-night situation happen in Atlanta, and each night we had a pretty good crowd too. So that was pretty dope. But yeah, I've been acting since I was a child, and I recently kind of redefined myself as a cultural worker these past 2 years. And like, yeah, this was like my first strongly political piece. And so I was really happy to perform that. Happy Kamal got to see it. And yeah, all of CMV chipped in as far as like playing different roles throughout the production. Somebody from CMB was a stage manager. People at CMB were running the beginning, like the front, the ticket area, the bar for snacks. It was just a big CMB production. So I was happy to contribute to the overall, event.
We should film it, and so we can. Yeah, we should do another series and film it so it could be put on the air, kind of thing. It was fantastic. Everybody I know who went sort of raved about like your artistry, the production value, and the rest of it. So I want to give a big, just a big shout out for that work. Thank you for. Are you gonna keep it?
No, I'm just saying you made the ancestors smile. That's all.
He's always looking for a way to throw up his
I mentioned Paul Robeson in the show, so yeah.
See, look at that.
I was going to end with quickly, what a great new addition again to the Remix Morning Show. To have a host who used to be a stand-up comedian, who got the acting chops, comfortable on camera 2 days a week. My God, yo!
Oh my gosh!
Kim, do you have anything to add before? Fucking Luau Ben.
What?
Oh, wait, before this, because I think Carmen is just like, you didn't see it. I'm like, I did invite Air Doctor. I sent him an email, but he didn't know me then. So
he didn't come out? Yeah.
I mean, I'll be working on the weekend and stuff.
He'd be working.
Yeah. But Kim, you had anything? And real quick before Kim, what got you into this whole activism community space? What was the thing that made you say, you know what, let me get into this space?
Honestly, I always wanted to be involved in being an activist, but I just didn't really know where to start in a sense, and I didn't really understand what the concept of organizing was for a long period of time. I just was kind of at first motivated by some Black Lives Matter stuff and went to a few protests then. And I think I even joined an organization back when I lived in New York City. But I think the entire thing was, and I think this is another scam of the whole Hollywood dream, is I was so focused on pursuing my acting career that I just kind of looked at a lot of actors and people like in the industry over some time, they may be interested in something, but they'll always come back and convince themselves that like their being in shows or auditioning or doing whatever is their activism. And so I think I kind of got swept up in that for a long period of time. And I think it was truly like the rise of the Palestinian movement and seeing the contradiction when it came and like its involvement when how it connects to the whole Cop City movement. And I think around that time, I started reading about like the IDF and how the IDF, trained Atlanta police. And so I was like, wow, this is like deeper than I thought. And I think, I started hearing stuff about Jared Ball and I started hearing stuff about Black buying power and stuff about Black capitalism and how it won't save us. And I think, from like clips of Jared Ball, I then started watching Black Liberation Media. And from there, I started hearing people on the station talk about like different groups and whatnot. And I think I first saw Geechee, who was like somebody that I saw that was like in Atlanta because I was watching Earn Your Liberation at the time. And so, so I started following him. And then he saw that I was following him and was like, oh, so you acting like, why you live in Atlanta or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I live in Atlanta. And then, from there, we started hanging out. And from that friendship, he invited me to like a CMB open house. And shortly after I joined CMB.
Bam.
Jared Ball is always the
He is the Beyonce of the channel. We say that he is the Beyonce of the channel.
Also the Kevin Bacon of the channel, right? Crazy separation. But anyway, I mean, in a nice way. But so in terms of like being an artist with politics, do you find as though that is a gateway or maybe even a hindrance to when you are trying to, push open doors and secure gigs? Do you find like, do people who are maybe like casting you for something, do you think that people are checking like your social media and considering your politics when, considering you for certain opportunities?
Probably. I mean, I kind of stopped auditioning like earlier this year. I kind of just made the decision that, that I'd rather focus on writing my own work and my own projects, and that I just overall am better spiritually, mentally, and feel more aligned politically when I kind of focus on the things that I can create that reflect more of who I am and the work that I want to do. As opposed to auditioning. And I kind of, these past few years, I've had a back and forth relationship with auditioning anyway, because for like most of my life, especially my 20s, it was all audition. And I even wrote stuff then, but it still was like, I would write things with the intention of like, I want Hollywood to pick this up and I'm trying to like get on. So it was like a totally different mindset. And then, eventually I got like this corporate job, maybe like 2-3 years ago. And once I started working corporate and like actually like having my own money to like take care of myself, I kind of slowly became less and less interested in like becoming famous. Because the whole idea of becoming famous and getting and booking gigs and all these things was like, oh, I can support myself just doing what I love and I don't have to like work 5 odd jobs. It's like that's what I always did, was like work all these different odd jobs to have flexibility to perform and all of that. But once I had like my first full-time job, my desires shifted. And then once I got political, they really shifted. Because it first became like, okay, like I don't have to stress about like, am I going to be able to take care of myself because I actually have a job that takes care of me. And then, once I got political, it was just like, I was still auditioning last year for stuff, but just stuff I was auditioning for was just stuff that I just was like, I'm not interested in. And Jared really turned me out with the whole burning philosophy thing. So it just was like, once you kind of have your eyes open to those things, it just kind of got harder and harder. I think I started to look at it as like, well, maybe if I book a gig, I'll just kind of look at it as like an extra income thing. But the scripts were just, I was uninterested. It was propaganda after propaganda. There's always been a thing about me like auditioning for whores, playing whores. And it's just kind of like, and it's no shade to sex workers, but I think, Yeah, I think even just the way those stories were told, we're not necessarily getting to the politics of like why sex work is a thing and all of that and the actual system, I feel. So yeah, I think I had auditioned for something like, the last time, maybe like 5 or 6 months ago. And I was like, I don't think I want to make time for this. And then once I became an organizer too, it's like, I'm organizing, I'm trying to write and do my own stuff. And I still have a job. It's like, I don't have time to it takes a lot of time to send videos and do the auditions. And so I just told my agent about 4 or 5 months ago that, I don't think I want to do this anymore. And I feel like I've been good ever since. So
nice. Now you've been working with Kamau for a minute now, right?
Yeah, I've been in CMD for I guess it's been over a year and a half. I feel like I started kind of early last year.
All right. Does he really work, or he just come and look and then leave?
Oh my God!
Did I just? That's what he does, right?
You are funny, doctor. He's involved. He's involved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Particularly when it's picture time.
Let me hold that paintbrush. Take the picture.
I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, take that back over there. I gotta go.
Nah, but it's dope. We got any more stories we want to rock out? Why
somebody brought this up in the chat, and maybe you've told the story before. It sounds like you told the story before. So something about a cult. Is that something that you?
Wow, I think people must have heard about that story when we had the 50,000 subscribers. Then we had that I guess, what do we call it? Telethon.
Yeah, the telethon we did.
Yeah, I did that, and I was talking to, I think it was Renee, Ricky, and Two Black about, I don't know how we got on this subject, but we started talking about when I was in this kind of church cult. So I don't know if somebody wants to hear. Y'all are funny.
The chat brings it up all. I was like, oh, what was that? I don't think I know that story.
Yes, that's what I said. I'll never forget that story. Because they were like, you can't just skate past when you was in a cult. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll go into details. But
don't go into too much detail. We only got 10 minutes.
Yeah, I used to be when I moved to New York, I slowly joined this arch church at the time, and it kind of slowly became a cult, and just a lot of weird stuff. I mean, it wasn't as serious as I was held hostage or anything, but they were very culty, where they just wanted me to be with them 6 days out of the week. Choir rehearsal.
When did you feel? In your mind, when did you go this isn't just an organization or a religious experience? This is getting a little deeper. Well, what kind of
I was so young. I was so this is all over 10 years ago. I'm 34 now. I was 20, honestly.
We're only 5 years apart. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, my bad.
So I was 20 back then, and I think if some bell started to ring because my best friend, I brought her into the church with me. And she left maybe 3 or 4 months before I did. So when she left, it started to feel okay, why would she leave? And then I would see, kind of other, things. I mean, there was always some stuff. They were so controlling over our week and stuff. There was this one pastor that would just be how many people you invited to church every week, and you had to text her every Friday how many people you evangelized to. That kind of got stressful. But there was I was wrapped in it because I had not grown up that religious, but I always felt like I should be religious because everybody I grew up around was just a lot more religious than me. And I got maybe baptized when I was 15, 16 or something. But my mom wasn't an extreme churchgoer or whatever. It wasn't that deep. And so once I got, to New York, and I was on my own, and it was like they were really like a family to me as well. And they were like the nicest people in a sense. Where like if you needed a ride somewhere, they had you. They always went out to eat after church, and if you didn't have food, they'd be like, "Oh, I'll pay for you. God has blessed me, so I can bless you," sort of a thing. And so you just kind of felt like, oh, these are my people. But then slowly over time, like I said, that control, like we had these Bible study groups, and they were just like really like get the tea on you and like basically use that to like kind of manipulate more things about you. Like the biggest thing for me was I was like a virgin at the time. Everybody
Kamal's taking notes.
I was just going to say, I was like, you take some notes on how this thing operates.
Let me add this to the CMB.
He's
like, let me add this to the CMB.
Like, we're doing a terrible job. Wait a minute. How do you maintain membership?
I cannot, but they sucked to membership too, because people will always leave after some point. People would always start to feel like it was too much. But it was a small church. They were called the Rock Church, and I specifically was the Rock Church Manhattan, and we were the Arch Church. And the whole thing was find somebody that looked creative in New York and invite them to church. And I was thinking, we were like, we have actors, we have models, we have break dancers for Jesus, we have singers for Jesus, we got models for Jesus. And like the whole thing about it was like, you can be successful if you come to this church and you're consistent. And they would always have people doing these sort of testimonies of like, I just booked a commercial gig, I just booked Vogue magazine. You really did have people that were doing these things, but it was always because I was spreading the gospel. It's never because I'm actually beautiful and like 5'9" and I have this type of look to me, and I have a good acting coach and an agent and all this. It was always I evangelized, I was tithing correctly, and that's why God blessed me with this gig. And then the two pastors were these twins, Bruce and Glenn, and they were kind of like one entity, and they called themselves Bruce Glenn, and they would kind of pastor together and tell like a story and like act out these parts. But the thing about them is they were like they were insanely flaboyant, right? But that was never like a mention. It was never mentioned a thing as far as like their preference. And we had a lot of people at the church that might have been from the LGBTQ community, but even that was like interesting because they'd be like, you're gonna marry somebody in the church, and like the whole thing was we're accepting anybody that comes to the church, but then like once you get there, they'd start to like make you question those sort of things too. Like
hey, we got a picture of you in the cult. We would just did some research.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, please.
That's probably how I look towards the end, because like I said, they would tear me apart towards the end. Like I said, there was always this thing about me being in a relationship. Like I was a virgin at the time. Everybody was obsessed with me being a virgin. And I remember going to Bible Institute, and I think I had this Bible study group where I had shared. I was like, yeah, I think my boyfriend wants to like have sex with me like a normal person. They were like, you have to dump him right now. He's bad. He's a bad influence. So you have to break up with him. And I broke up with this man too. I remember like crying, being like, I love you, but I love God more.
Wow.
I'm sure he cried too at that moment.
It was stressful. It was
like,
very.
why are you breaking up with me?
Yeah, it was stressful. We ended up getting back together a few times after that, but during that time, he was definitely like, "What the heck? Like, why is she breaking up with me?"
So Cherie, when can we find your show, Dare to Struggle, Dare to Win? What days?
It's on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. on Black Liberation Media. 6 p.m.
Now you can find her Tuesdays and Thursdays from
there you
10 on the remix. She's got time now. She's got some time, she said.
Today was a struggle. Ear Doctor wanted me to come on earlier. I'm like, yo, I gotta do some morning makeup, something. I'm like, I'm not used to these early hours. Like, I'm struggling.
Well, our good friend Minister Server couldn't make it today. So I was like, oh, well, I ain't have another break put together. So I was like, let me try to get her on. And we could Jackie won't be able to come on Thursdays for the rest of this month. So let's see how that works.
You might, do you have time to do this?
It could be 9 o'clock. You ain't got to come on at 8.
8 o'clock. 8 to 10. Mm-hmm. What do you mean that can't be 9 o'clock? 8 to 10.
8 is serious. Yeah, I mean, I should be able to work. I got a job yesterday. I don't start till the 16th, but I think
it's a full-time gig?
Yeah. Because I got fired like a few weeks back.
Oh, I remember that job you were struggling. Okay.
And I just got a job offer yesterday. So I start like the 15th. But I don't think we start early. So I probably would be able to kind of still manage that. It shouldn't be like a big issue to come on.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
I got you.
All right. Yeah. He won't.
So one quick thing. I know you're trying to wrap up soon. People dropped in the chat a couple of places around a CMB chapter. Where we have the chapters. If you go to our website, communitymovementbuilders.org, we have 9 chapters across the country. We are looking to start more chapters. We don't have one in Boston, someone asked, but if you are wanting to help support the building of a Community Movement Builders chapter anywhere in the country, you can reach out to me personally, or you can go to the website. And on the website, you can put an interest form in. But if you want to reach out to me personally, you can go to kamalfranklin@gmail.com, and we can have a discussion on what it takes to start a Community Movement Builders chapter. So I just wanted to put that little plug out there.
All right. And Kim Brown, when is the next well, let me put this in here before you say
Thank you.
Make sure you come back here today at 11 a.m. as we do classical breakdown and we do a little Isaac Hayes. That's right. That's right. This is going to be a banger. What's coming up on next Burn It Down, Kim Brown?
All the things, all kinds of good things.
Everything. All right. Well, we'll be back here at 11. We'll be back here also at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. We got a couple more minutes. Any questions in the chat room for anybody on the screen before we get out of here? No? Great. Cherie, thank you. Thank you for coming through.
Why'd you even say anything? Why'd you even?
No, I know. These production skills. I don't know if they're always. You know what I'm saying? Where's now? Why did you try to throw what's her name out the chat? Can we do that for the next 2 weeks?
Whoa! Why are we being messy, yo? And I did not.
I'll bring up old shit.
It's bringing up old shit. First of all, I tried to push time out and I pushed the wrong button. I tried to push time out. I pushed it wrong.
Did you apologize?
No.
You should apologize. Oh. Cherie, this is so when you come on next Tuesday and Thursday, Cherie, from 8 to 10 o'clock, this is what you have to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the show, so I know. Yeah, I got y'all.
You got it.
Shenanigans.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
The chat staged a protest. It was hashtag unblocks. It was.
That's great.
And now here you come.
I wasn't around for
bringer uppers.
I was on the road. I didn't get to see any of that.
Anything else you want to add there, Kim? What else?
What emails have I done?
Pile on the wabbit. Go ahead.
I'm just bringing Kamal back up to speed since he wasn't here.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we had a resolution, so it's resolved.
Yeah, Air Doctor don't go for people just coming outside of their neck.
Was that the resolution?
That's what it is.
Was that the resolution? That was the resolution?
Yeah. I mean,
and did you offer a quick, I might have taken it too far. I shouldn't be all up in the chat.
No, it's my job to be in the chat. I have to.
My job is to produce a show.
I have to block and put people's comments on the screen. So that's my job to be in the chat. So we're not the same.
Oh.
You're not like us. You're not like us. Stop. You concentrate on the stories and giving the stories and talking. Don't worry about the chat. It's all good.
Yes, sir. You're right, sir.
Anyway, we got about 2 minutes left. Nobody had any questions, so
we good.
Somebody did have something.
No? She did. Did they?
I saw somebody ask something about getting fired or something. I can't remember, but it was some comment about that, and I'm like, yeah, I got separation pay because there was a little racist who fired me, so they gave me that separation pay to shut up. But I didn't really shut up.
Okay, Yipper said, did you take anything when you got fired?
I've had a couple of non-disclosure statements when I've gotten fired, and I think I've curtailed. I did make me curtail for a few months, and then afterwards, I'd be like, I'll tell the story if it gets back to him. I don't care, that kind of thing. So yeah, I feel like most of the time, once they give you the money, they get them non-disclosure statements. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not unless you get 6 or 7 figures, then you probably should shut up for a while.
I gotta go
Pay
make.
it back.
I gotta go make a snack and get ready for this next show. So
wow,
thank you.
All right. Thanks, Remix.
Thank you. And go check out Dare to Struggle, Dare to Win. It is a dope show. So make sure I check that out. Make sure I come back tomorrow right here on the Remix Morning Show as we give you some more of that boom bap breakfast. With that said, we out of this biatch. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Yeah. End the show. Let's go. Chains.
That's the breakdown.
Remix. 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 Remix.